Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Motivational Mentor. Today, we're tackling a topic that can completely reshape the way you think about success: motivation versus discipline, the real key to winning in life. If you've ever started something with fire in your heart, but quit halfway, or wondered why some people achieve incredible results while others don't, this video is for you. Because here's the truth: motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. Let's dive deep into what that really means. Motivation is powerful, no doubt. It's that rush of energy you feel when you hear an inspiring speech, watch a motivational video, or set a new, exciting goal. Motivation feels like a spark. It lights you up, makes you believe you can do anything, and pushes you to take that first step. But here's the problem: sparks don't last. They burn bright for a moment and then they fade. That's why so many New Year's resolutions fail by February. People start out with high motivation, but when the excitement fades, so does the effort. Motivation is emotional. It rises and falls depending on your mood, your environment, or even how much sleep you got last night. Discipline, on the other hand, doesn't care about your feelings. Discipline is the ability to keep showing up even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is what separates the people who dream from the people who achieve. Think about it this way: if motivation is the spark, discipline is the engine. A spark can start the car, but without the engine running consistently, you're not going anywhere. Now, let's look at real life. Have you ever felt fired up to start a workout routine? Maybe you bought new sneakers, joined a gym, and felt unstoppable. For the first week, you're crushing it. Then one day you're tired. It's raining outside. You think, maybe I'll skip today just this once. That's where most people fall off. Motivation isn't there to push them anymore. And when motivation disappears, so does the habit. But discipline says, I don't care if it's raining. I don't care if you're tired. This is what we do. Discipline drags you out of bed and into the gym, even when every part of you wants to stay comfortable. That's the difference. Motivation asks, do I feel like it? Discipline says, do it anyway. This is why discipline is the real key to winning in life. Successful people aren't successful because they're motivated all the time. They're successful because they've built systems and routines that carry them through when motivation is gone. Take athletes, for example. Do you really think LeBron James wakes up every single morning feeling excited to train? Do you think Serena Williams always felt motivated to spend countless hours practicing the same moves? Of course not. They didn't rely on motivation, they relied on discipline. Waking up early, training, studying, practicing, whether they felt like it or not. That's why they became legends. Motivation makes you feel good in the moment. Discipline builds greatness over a lifetime. Now, here's where many people get stuck. They ask, if motivation is so unreliable, then why do I even need it? The truth is, motivation is still important. It's what gets you started. It's that push you need to break inertia and take the first step. Without it, many of us would never begin at all. The problem isn't motivation itself. The problem is thinking it's enough. If you rely on motivation alone, you'll always stop when the feelings fade. But if you use motivation to start and discipline to carry you through, you become unstoppable. Let me give you a story. A young man once asked a Navy SEAL how he managed to endure the brutal training known as Hell Week, where they run on almost no sleep, freezing water, endless workouts, and mental exhaustion. The SEAL smiled and said, Motivation doesn't survive Hell Week, discipline does. That's the lesson. When life gets hard, and it will, motivation will leave you. Discipline is what stays. So how do you actually build discipline? It sounds good in theory, but in practice, it feels like a constant battle with yourself. Here are some steps you can take. First, start small. Discipline doesn't mean running a marathon tomorrow. It means running a mile today, and another tomorrow, and another the next day. Small actions, repeated daily, build discipline. Consistency is more important than intensity. Second, remove choices. Discipline becomes easier when you don't give yourself the option to back out. For example, if you want to eat healthier, don't keep junk food in the house. If you want to work out, schedule it like an appointment you can't miss. By removing the option to say no, you make yes automatic. Third, tie discipline to identity. Don't just say, I want to go to the gym. Tell yourself, I am the kind of person who trains every day. Your actions follow your identity. If you see yourself as disciplined, you'll act disciplined. Fourth, expect discomfort. Discipline isn't supposed to feel good all the time. That's the point. It's about doing what's necessary even when it's unpleasant. When you stop expecting it to be easy, it becomes easier. And finally, reward yourself for following through. Discipline isn't punishment. It's the highest form of self-respect. Celebrate your consistency. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, your confidence grows stronger. The beauty of discipline is that it doesn't just apply to one area of life. It spills over everywhere. If you build discipline in your fitness, it will affect your career. If you build discipline in your career, it will affect your relationships. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets, and the more areas of life it empowers. And here's something even more important. Discipline creates freedom. Most people think discipline is restrictive, like it's about denying yourself joy. But the opposite is true. When you're disciplined with your money, you gain financial freedom. When you're disciplined with your time, you gain freedom to focus on what matters. When you're disciplined with your health, you gain freedom to live longer and stronger. Discipline doesn't trap you, it liberates you. Now, let's talk about the relationship between motivation and discipline, because they aren't enemies. They're teammates. Motivation starts the race, discipline finishes it. Motivation inspires you to begin, discipline ensures you don't stop halfway. The secret is learning how to use both. Use motivation as the spark to create momentum. Then rely on discipline to keep the engine running when the spark fades. That's how you keep going long enough to actually win. Here's another powerful perspective. Motivation is external, but discipline is internal. Motivation often comes from outside, a speech, a book, a video. It's triggered by something that excites you. But discipline comes from inside. It's built from your values, your identity, and your commitment to yourself. External motivation can run out, but internal discipline is infinite. When you rely only on motivation, you're dependent on outside forces to keep you going. But when you build discipline, you don't need anyone else. You've trained yourself to keep moving forward no matter what. That's power. I want you to think about your own life right now. Where have you been relying on motivation when you should be building discipline? Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's your finances. Maybe it's your education, your relationships, or your career. Be honest with yourself. How many times have you started strong, then quit when the motivation faded? And how much further could you be today if you had kept going? The good news is, it's not too late. Discipline is not something you're born with. It's something you build, one small choice at a time. And every time you practice discipline, you're casting a vote for the person you want to become. Motivation asks, what do I want now? Discipline asks, what do I want most? That's the key difference. Motivation chases instant gratification. Discipline sacrifices short-term comfort for long-term greatness. And that's why discipline is the real key to winning in life. So, the next time you don't feel motivated, remind yourself that feelings don't define actions. Motivation is a bonus. Discipline is the standard. Winners don't wait to feel inspired. They act regardless of mood, because success doesn't care how you feel today. Success only cares what you do consistently. Thank you for watching. If this message inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Motivational Mentor. And remember this: motivation may start the journey, but discipline finishes it. Build your discipline, and you will build a life that wins.